Hi everybody, welcome back to Owning It. Today I am joined by Amer Bally. He is the founder of the Bally Team here in Metro Detroit. And in the short time the Bally Team has been around, their motto is to stop unfair lending when it comes to mortgages and keeping more money in the pockets of people purchasing homes. And they have grown. Amer himself is ranked number 3 in the state of Michigan, and his whole team, his hardworking team, is ranked 122 in the country right now. So Amer, thank you so much for joining us. We were just speaking a little bit about what you guys do at the Bally Team, but I would love for you to kind of go into that again, and then we'll dive into some questions because you guys are doing some really awesome things. And I know struggles and challenges, of course.
Correct. Yeah. So first and foremost, thank you so much. Super humbling, being able to earn that title or be able to say that about the team. It's very humbling. It's amazing, right? So, everything that we stand for. So, the Bally Team, we are a mortgage brokerage here in Metro Detroit. What we do is we do funding, we do lending for the average consumer, somebody that's coming in, needs to buy a home, someone needs to refinance their mortgage, getting funding. That's what we do, right? Our job is to get them the money they need to purchase that new home. Now, what we stand for, what our whole company is built around, is stopping unfair lending, right? Now, unfair lending can mean multiple things, right? Where, real estate agents convince the client to go use ABC lender because ABC lender is going to give them an illegal kickback for sending them the client. And then the client is the one that has to take the loss of that money that the lender had to pay the realtor, et cetera, right? Or, right, yeah. And it keeps happening, right? And then, some mortgage companies, they're just charging absurd amounts of fees, right? They're making money off of the interest rate. They're making money off of the loan amount. They're making money off the client by charging them thousands of dollars in fees, right? Some people will say, how is that unfair, right? The client knows what they're paying for. Yeah, I get it. The client knows what they're paying for. It's, if I'm not mistaken, the statistic is about 64 or 69% of homes that are purchased are with first-time home buyers. First-time home buyers make up for about 60+% of the market, right? Mm-hmm. Now, since they make up for that much percentage of the market, let's just put it this way, in certain terms, 60+% of people don't know what's a proper fee or what's a wrong fee, sure, right? They don't know this is correct, this is incorrect. Imagine if you were buying, like we go to like the oil change place, right? And they say, sure, your filter is wrong, this is wrong. And me, it's like, well, shit, I don't know. I don't want my car to stop. So yeah, just do it, Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's how it is in lending. So right, people will say you guys are, discount brokers, but I'm very happy to take that term because if I can put money back into the consumer, if my team can put money back into the pockets of the consumer, then mm-hmm, we're winning. We're doing what we want to do, so.
Right. Yeah. You guys have been extremely successful at that just in the 2 years that you have been around. And you had an Instagram post from September, and it was a really amazing post. I encourage everybody to follow you guys on Instagram. But you wrapped up this post by saying the vision doesn't stop there. And so having a solid vision and like building with purpose is something that a tenet of what we do in our work with small businesses. So how do you convey your vision? Like, how do you live it every day? How do you convey it with your team? What does the vision mean to you?
Right. So a little backstory about me and who I am and where I come from. So I grew up with no parents, right? No mom, no dad, no siblings, just me, right? Yeah, my dad, unfortunately, he left when I was like a kid. He was, one of those stories, right? He just was one of those dads, right? I don't even consider him a dad. And then, my mom, unfortunately, she was kind of going through it in her life. So when I was about 12 years old, she had to give me up to, it was either go to an orphanage or it was either go to my grandparents, right? The 12-year-old kid. I didn't know anything. I didn't know any better. Right. 12 years old, it's like Mother's Day, Father's Day, and I'm like, damn, where's my parents, right? Or, all those things, right? I never had a dad take me to the baseball game, all that nonsense, right? And so my grandparents are who raised me my whole life. So my whole life, unfortunately, we didn't have it. My grandpa was a foreigner who came from Iraq, and he had 5 kids, and he worked at Wonder Bread, right? And he just worked on the line, just packaging bread. That was his job. It's not like he came here with hundreds of thousands of dollars. He was an immigrant. He came here to support his kids, right? And then lo and behold, another kid comes into his life, which is his grandson, who's considering him his father, right? My life wasn't the best growing up, right? I was in jail when I was 18. I was addicted to drugs, alcohol. I was horrible in school, right? I think I graduated from Sterling Heights High School with like a 0.9 GPA. It was horrible, right? It just wasn't for me. And then when I was 18, I had some sort of a conversion, right? I never tried to put like religion into things, but my conversion was, like I met God. I became one with Christ, right? I'm a strong Catholic. I became one with Christ. And I told myself, I'm like, I don't want to live the life that my father lived. So I want to do something better for myself. So my vision always has been to make my grandparents happy. That's my vision, right? What they want, the American dream, I want to build that for them, right? In that post, I said, my mom's debt is paid off and my grandparents both have new cars, right?
Right. Yes, you did.
Yeah, that's the vision. The vision is I want to give my grandparents the American dream. That's the dream they didn't have because they had to struggle. They had to do everything to be able to get us to where we wanted to be. We were foreigners. My grandparents don't speak English, right? They just came here to America because they needed to escape from the destruction that was happening back home in Iraq. Mm-hmm. So that happened, right? Opened up the Bally team. I worked in mortgages for about 8 years prior to opening up the Bally team. Mm-hmm. Started the team. The goal was I had a 1-year plan. One of my coaches like, I need you to put a 1-year plan together. Take this 1-year plan and then use that 1-year plan. And then make it strong, make it difficult for yourself. It's okay.
You had a business coach, Amer?
Yeah. So
or was it like a mentor?
He was a mentor. His name was Simon, and he was my mentor. And anyways, make the plan, whatever. So I made the plan. I was just looking at it the other day. I was here late at night. I was looking at it. I said on my 12th month of business with the Bally team, I want to be closing at least 3 loans a month. That's what I want to do. I want to be closing at least 3 loans a month.
And what's like an average of like a mortgage broker or of a brokerage?
Let's just say the average loan officer closes about 2 to 4 loans a month.
Okay, and you were aiming for 3. So like
I was aiming for 3. I was right there in the middle. I was closing 20. I was closing 20, and then my 24-month plan was I want to have 200 closings by the end of the year. We're about to hit 350 just myself. So how that happened is it all came from the vision came from when you want something you got to get it right. Mm-hmm. When a human's back is up against the wall, what they can do is limitless. There's so much that a human can accomplish when their back is up against the wall. Mm-hmm. 6 months into opening the Bally team, I was filing for unemployment. It wasn't working. I was like, this shit's not working out, And then
wow.
I sat in the unemployment office and I looked around and I said, all these people here, they just gave up. Like I just looked and I said, these people, maybe some of them didn't, right? They probably got laid off, whatever it is, but it's like some of them, they just gave up. Like there's no motivation in this room right now. And this is not for me. I took 1 unemployment check. I told my mom, I got to pay this shit back because they're going to tax me on it, paid it back. And it never happened again. And I said, that's not going to happen. And it's been up ever since.
So, and I think that people look, I think Ruth Bader Ginsburg was like, find something that you believe in and get people to go along with you to do it. And so I can so see that your team probably gets that feeling from you. But how do you sell them on that vision too, where like when they come into the team that you've grown, like it's not just you anymore, and like how does that pertain to the people that you bring onto the team and how you do your daily business day in and day out?
That's a great question. So the first thing is one small piece of culture that I have here with the team is you guys don't work for me. And I don't even want you to view me as a boss. I don't like that. I actually think, to me, I feel as if that like, oh, that's my employee. I view that as demeaning. Like I'm demeaning. Well, but that's reality, right? People are employees. I view that as demeaning. Like I don't want to be called an employee. I want to be called a team member, right? I'm on your team. We work together. So first of all, nobody works for me. We're a team. That's it. We're a team. I'm not put on a certain level as somebody else. We're a team. That's it. So the next thing is everybody on my team is compensated fairly, right? So what that means is I'm not just some guy that's going to make all the commission, make all the money, and then you get the pennies while I'm not doing anything for it. My team will be compensated fairly because at the end of the day, I grew up poor. So it's like, if I have to go back to that, it'll be okay. I'll be okay.
Right.
I'll just have to do all this shit all over again, So,
which I'm sure, you will, because now you're an entrepreneur in your bones.
It's fun. The growth is fun, So, that's the first thing. The first part of the culture is you don't work for me. We're a team. We actually work together. I take coaching from people on the team too. Like I have a guy, his name's David Lauer, right? And we'll talk on the phone probably once a week. And he'll be like, hey, Amer, I learned about this and this and this. Hey, bro, I don't even know about it. Tell me about it. I want to learn about this too, so then we can sell together, right? Or if a loan officer on my team is taking a loss on their commission to win a deal, right? Because the motto is compete to win. And they're taking a loss on a deal to compete to win that client. Like, hey, Mr. Loan Officer, you're not taking that loss alone. I'm going to take a loss with you. we're going to win together. That's how we are. We're going to, because a lot of mortgage companies, if a loan officer decides to make less to win a deal, the house still makes their money. I view it as, no, if you're going to make less to win a deal, the house is going to make less too. We're going to win together, you know?
Is that like a revolutionary idea, like you said, in the world of mortgage brokerages? Like, so this is something that's different than what others do. So thinking differently about the processes and your team members is something that's helped propel you and your business to success in a short time.
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. So and this is just, I could be wrong when I say this, but this is just something that I view. Humble, like being humble is very hard when you continue to grow in an industry, right? When you're propelling or you're succeeding or your company's growing or a lot of good things are happening, maintaining a humble mindset can be very hard because it's like, well, dude, all these people on my team are making a bunch of money. I want to make more money than them. I started this team. It was me. I did this all on my own. It's not the case because I'll be the first one to say without my team, I'm nothing. I need them. I need my processing team. I need Jenny. I need Jenna. I need my processing team, right? Because without them, it's like, I can't do all these loans. I'm dealing with 60 different families every single day. I can't do all that alone. I have Jenny answering my phone calls right now. I can't do it alone, right? So it's like, without my team, I'm nothing. So if without my team, I'm nothing, my team is going to be compensated fairly, right? That's just how it works. And that's everything behind it, you know? So a lot of these other companies, they pay pennies on the dollar, and that's not the case. That's not going to happen, you know? So
I love that. Thank you. All right. I want to ask you now too about the basics and fundamentals of business. Cause it's very important, core basics, core fundamentals. How do you keep those top of mind for yourself and your entire team? Cause you have this vision and you have this energy. So how do the basics play into that?
Okay. So 100% of our company is referral based. We do no marketing. We do no advertising. We pay for no leads. We pay for no cold calling. We don't do anything. We're 100% referral based. The most advertising you'll see is me taking my phone and recording a video and posting it. That's the most advertising you'll see. You'll never see flyers. You'll never see billboards. You'll never see me on shopping carts. You'll never see any of that.
I don't know. Are you really going to draw that line in the sand, Amer? Like, no, never. And you'll never be there.
I'm not saying we never will. I'm saying we don't do that right now.
Okay.
I'm saying we don't do any of that right. Well, hey, God willing, one day I'll be on a billboard, right? It'll be me and Leslie together, right?
I love it. And then, I'm here first.
So no, I'm saying we don't do marketing now, right? What the future holds, yeah, of course. God willing, we begin to grow larger and grow a larger team. Then yeah, of course, it's going to make sense to begin to push that, right? But as of right now, we don't do it, right? So we're number 122 in the country with no advertising.
Right. That's
the thing. So it's like, okay, so if I continue to advertise and put more money into advertising, that means my margins are going to be less. That means I have to charge the client more. It's like, do I really want to do that just yet? So anyways, the fundamentals of the business are, one, you have to treat every client like they're your first client. Every client must be treated like you're your first. When I got my first client, I was the happiest guy in the world. I wish I could have talked to that client about 20 times a day. It's like, hey, how you doing? You know, because I loved my first client. I'll never forget my first client either. Every client is your first client. And if you reflect that customer service, that level of respect to that consumer is going to have no reason to not tell 20 people about you. Right? That's the first thing. The second thing is we are focused on purchase business here. We focus primarily on purchase business, not refinance business where a client redoes their mortgage, a purchase business. The reason why we focus on purchase business is because purchase business will allow us to win in 2021, 2022, and 2023. So that's that. We're focused on purchase business. And another fundamental is we don't care about winning today. We care about winning next year. We care about winning the year after that. We care about winning 2-3 years down the road. Because what we do today, what seeds we plant today, what small little card that we put thank you on and send it to a consumer, what we do today will allow us to win next year and the year after and the year after that. If people are really focused in any small business, they're focused on, okay, how can I win today? How can I get the most clients today?
Sure.
Okay, that's great. Like, God bless you. That's awesome, right? You want to win today. But is what you're doing today going to allow you to win tomorrow too? Or is what you're doing today going to have to change because now you're doing so much more business that tomorrow it's going to be different, right? So those are the three main cores of our company is strictly treat every client like they're your first client, purchase business. We only focus on purchase business. And then what are you doing today that will allow you to win in the future?
I love that. I think that's so applicable and practical for people watching, whether they're in a service-based business or a retail or product-based business. Mm-hmm. So fantastic. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Leslie Youngblood here talking with Amer Bally of the Bally Team, ranked number 122 in the nation and number 3 in Michigan for mortgage brokerages, right?
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Yeah, you got that right.
Perfect. All right. So Amer, your business is 2 years old. You have over 9,000 followers on Instagram. So at Accelerate America, we work with so many small business owners that lament social media where I don't have the time. I don't know how to grow a following. If someone's like, how did you do that? What do you tell them?
Okay. So the first thing is never buy fake followers on Instagram. Okay. That's the first rule number 1. Don't buy fake followers and fake likes because
Did you try doing that before?
Never.
Never. Okay.
Somebody was actually upset with me and they bought me fake followers, and me and my mom, we went through and had to block them all. It took us like 4 days, because we wanted to keep my page authentic. But
right.
So first thing is don't buy fake followers, don't buy fake likes. The second thing is, okay, people will advertise, like they'll put flyers of like, do this and do that, and we're offering this. If I was reading that flyer that I'm posting, would I care to read it, or would I just swipe past it? More than likely, I would just swipe past it.
Mm-hmm.
When you are talking about something that you are selling, whether it's mortgages, real estate, life insurance, car insurance, whatever it may be,
stocks.
You have to make sure stocks. You have to make sure you're advertising to the average consumer. Like you have to put things in layman terms. Like sometimes I talk to clients and I'm like, shit, you don't know this? ? But then I remember, well, you're not in the mortgage industry. How would you know?
Right.
People expect people to know. Like sometimes insurance agents, they will talk to us. It's like, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't do insurance. You have to break it down for me. So when you're advertising on social media, you have to make it personal. Everything has to be personal, right? The next thing is, people will make like a business page and then a personal page.
Mm-hmm.
No one's going to follow. People follow you. When I'm on social media, I'm following you, Leslie.
We're following you, Amer.
Yeah, I'm not following your business page because I don't care about your business page. I care about you. But if every now and then you throw in like a Mortgage Minute Monday, right? Or, your marketing group or your company's group's Monday, whatever video, that's like, okay, that's cool. This is something that she's about because I'm following her personal page and I see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go out of my way to follow your company page. I don't want to, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm going to follow you because I like you as a human. I like you as a person. So I want to follow you.
Mm-hmm.
So my page is not strictly business. My page is my personal beliefs, and my page is my company, right? I don't talk politics unless I'm like making fun of Joe Biden or something, right? I don't talk politics or anything. Sorry, I probably shouldn't even have said that here. But I shouldn't be talking politics. I don't talk politics. I don't talk religion. I talk work and personal, right? Like, hey, if I'm out having good dinner with a friend, I'm going to take a photo of the food, right? Whatever it is. I like to travel too. I post a picture when I'm in St. Lucia, right? In a different country, in California, in Michigan, wherever. I post things like that because I love to travel, So the way to grow your social media following is you must make it personal as well. You can't just make it business. No one's going to care.
Yeah. So when you knew that and okay, so it's got to be me, were you nervous or were you like, oh, it's like another thing I have to do? Like, how did you tackle that or like accept it, I guess?
So I kind of just did it, right? Like what I'm telling you right now, I didn't know this at all. I kind of just tried it, right?
You're telling me things that professional social media experts have told us before. So you're spot on.
And I just tried it, right? When I made my first Mortgage Minute Monday, it was the most nerve-wracking thing in the world. And the reason why it was the most nerve-wracking thing in the world was because I was like, so many people are going to laugh at me, right? And that's what I was thinking about. Oh, people are going to laugh at me, whatever. They're going to judge me. What the hell is this guy doing? This shit's never going to work out. I remember when I first started making videos 2.5 years ago, nobody was making videos in mortgages, real estate. That wasn't a thing. I'm not going to say I started it, right? But I made it normal. I allowed it to become normal. I just kind of did it. I just kind of tackled it and said, I'm going to post a video and see if it works, right? What's the worst thing that could happen? People are going to laugh at me. What's the best thing that could happen? My company is going to be where it is today, right? Like that's the best thing that could happen. It's one of the two. It's a 50-50 shot. you know?
Right. And to look at it as like that long-term strategy. We previously were speaking with Robert Courtney, who's a local social media strategist in video production. And he was saying like, you can't afford to not be on social media. So our small businesses can't afford to not be on social media because it just is where everybody is. And I was even speaking with a small business owner the other day, and she has a Kickstarter campaign and hardly anybody has donated. And I'm like, well, what's your social accounts, and we'll share what you've posted. She's like, well, I'm not on social media. I'm like, well, you're supposed to know.
Yeah, right.
What you're doing.
It's free. Social media is free market. So that's why when I said I don't do any advertising, I do, but it's free. So I don't pay for it.
Right, exactly. And so another thing I think is really cool that you guys do is you do the videos, but you have them edited, and like you have added like a little animation. So what program do you use to make that look extra professional for you guys?
So in the beginning of my company, I was alone. It was only me. I didn't have a partner, a co-founder. It was just some guy with the Bally team, but there was no team. It was just me. I had to learn how to do my own marketing. I had to learn how to do my own I had to learn how to do everything on my own.
You're a small business owner. You got to do it all, right?
So I was disciplined enough to delete my Netflix, delete my Hulu, and say I got to learn how to do Adobe Premiere Pro, right? Like I'm like shit.
So instead of binging TV, you got to work.
I would start watching tutorials, right? And I would watch a 20-30-minute tutorial on how to make a video on Adobe Premiere Pro instead of watching a 30-minute video of The Office, right? So
that's a tough choice, Amer.
It was really tough.
Never disappoints.
It was really tough. But now it's like I make my own videos, right? So my videos, I use Adobe Premiere Pro, and Adobe Photoshop. I use Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Media Encoder. To anybody that's watching this, just download the Adobe Cloud. And the Adobe Cloud, I actually have it right here. Let me see what it's called.
Yeah.
It's the Adobe Creative Cloud, and it has all the apps you need. I pay $54 a month for it. And I can make you a freaking comic book if you wanted, you know, like I can do all of that stuff for you. So, and that's how cool it is, because if you're just using the free apps, you're not reinvesting into your business. How do you want your stuff to actually look good, you know?
Right. That's so interesting. And so like we were saying, like as a small business owner, you do it all. And I know like you work out with Junior, who was a previous owning it with George Shawnee. Yeah. You do this marketing, you do your business, like your work, your daily like work. How do you like decide what gets your time and attention and not? Because so many small business owners might think when it comes to social media or when it comes to working out or when it comes to learning new things, like I don't have time for that. So how do you decide what gets your time and attention every day?
So if I had a girlfriend, this is definitely something I would tell her, like, right? Like, how do I decide what gets my time and attention? Well, first thing is what gets my time and attention. So that's a great question. Truthfully, like, I don't need, like, you got me. You left me speechless, right? You got me. Really, the answer to that, I actually don't have an answer to that. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with my work. It's an obsession. I will be laying down on a couch watching TV at night at 11 o'clock at night, texting a client. Like I'm obsessed. That's just it, right? Wow. I work out. So I take time out of my day in the morning to work out, right? So I work out. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'll work out till about 7:30 in the morning. And then I'll come here in the office. I'll be here by 8, right? I'm obsessed, right? And because in the morning is the only time I get alone where I can't talk to the client. No one's calling me. No one's bothering me. It's just, I'm silent, right? 11, once it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock, I'm just trying to sleep because I sleep early. What gets my time and attention is, well, first, work gets my time and attention. So whatever involves my work gets my time and attention, right? So that's really it. You know, a lot of people will say like, oh, I got a family, this and that. So I don't have a wife. I don't have any kids. You know, I'll say this too. The grass is always greener, right? You know, the grass is always greener. I grew up without parents and any siblings. So I don't have any siblings to have to worry about or a parent that I have to answer. Like I didn't have any of that. I didn't have any of that growing up. So that saves a lot of time of my average day, right? A lot of my best friends are like, oh, I got to go chill with my brother. My brother needs me. You know, I'm doing this for my sister, whatever. I don't have to worry about any of that. So my focus is strictly derived on work, right? And that's it. You know, that's literally it.
I love that you say that you're obsessed with your work. I mean, like in a good way, I feel like though too, because one of my favorite books is Big Magic by, Elizabeth Gilbert, and she talks about how everybody's creative, but like, if you have an idea, like get obsessed with it, like make it your mistress, like almost like, right, like in a way. And I feel like, and that's because you are putting so much of your time and attention into those things. That's why you're growing, because you're being intentional and deliberate with focusing your time on your business and growing your business.
Right. And you just got to take that obsession, and you have to make that obsession a reality. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time.
Right.
But the more you continue, I forget how the term goes, right? But it's like, whatever your mind thinks, you can manifest it into real life if you just continue to believe in it,
Right.
Just continue to believe in it. So that's literally it. That's just it. And then I have a goal that I want to attain, and I'm going to keep doing everything. And I was talking to a buddy yesterday. I said, so what do I do when I hit this goal of mine? What do I do? Like, what do I do now?
Goal.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I knew it. I'm like, shit.
Go higher.
I don't know if I want to anymore. I'm done. Over.
I feel like you'll keep resetting and killing goals.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
For sure, Amer. That's awesome. I love that about time and social media. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back again. I'm Leslie Youngblood here with Amer Bally of the Bally Team for Owning It. Amer is runs a super successful mortgage brokerage here in Metro Detroit that is also ranked nationwide. Thank you again for joining us, Amer.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we have talked previously about amazing successes and how just the success of your firm as you've grown it in the past 2 years. But of course, we know that about what month are we? We're starting October, the past 9 months, and almost half of the time you've been around has been COVID world.
Right.
So I would love to discuss some challenges that you guys have encountered in the light of COVID-19 pandemic, like at the beginning and when everything was hitting. How did your business change, or how did your business pivot in the early months of 2020?
Okay. So so every month, usually in this industry, as long as we're reaching our goals, we're closing more and more loans per month, right? We're closing 10 loans, 15 loans, 20 loans, 30 loans, whatever. We had our best month. In December of 2019, 25 closings, right? Then we had 30 closings in January. Then February, we had like 24 closings. And then March went to 4. It was nothing. It was just shut down, right? Completely, right? So for one, my obsession became a fear. I was very scared, right? I became very, very, I said, is this it?
Wow.
Is this it? Is it done? Like, that's it.
Wow.
Our mortgage is going to change completely, because things were changing, right?
Sure.
Because thousands of 8 million people lost their jobs, right? If you don't have a job, you can't get a mortgage.
Right.
And people, like I had a client, she was going to close, and the day before she closed, they cut her. She had no job. She couldn't close on her mortgage anymore. And she already sold her home. So now she was homeless.
God.
She was like literally homeless. Like literally, she went from making $100,000 a year to being homeless,
Oh my gosh.
Like, and literally, like, she just sold her home to buy this new one. And she closed on the sale of her old home. She was buying this new home. The day before she was going to close on her new home, she lost her job. Done. She was home. She didn't know what to do. I haven't talked to her yet. So COVID hasn't, if anything, COVID has now made us the busiest we've ever been.
Really? So it went from total fear and, oh my gosh, are we going to survive, to, oh my gosh, how are we going to keep up?
So what COVID did is COVID took us from December 20 closings, January 30. It was like February was 22. And then March it was 4.
Yeah.
And now we're closing 60 a month.
So how fast did it switch though? Like were March, April, and May still slow?
So March I closed 4, April I closed 12, and then May I closed 30. It just kind of bounced back. So this is the reason why this is something I stress to my team a lot. Is I stress to them, I want them to understand their blessings. I want them to know how blessed and how grateful they are to be where they are today. Not to be on my team, to be in the position.
That too,
right? But not to be on my team, but the position that they're in their career. We are in a business right now that is the anchor for the American economy. Like the American economy, the market is strong held on the mortgage and real estate industry. I don't care what anybody says. And it's because interest rates right now they've never been lower. Interest rates right now are below 3%. They have never been lower. The reason why the Federal Reserve made rates so low is because they knew making rates low would have more money funneling throughout the industry, right? Title companies, appraisal companies, closings, insurance companies, taxes, banks, right? Lenders, brokerages, there's more money coming in. It's funneling through. More people are going to redo their mortgages. More people are going to save more money. They're going to take those savings. They're going to put it back into buying things, buying products.
Right.
So it is because of the housing market that the American economy did not collapse in March. It took a dip, but it didn't collapse. And I'll argue that forever. And even till today, because we are still like these mortgage companies in March, when nobody was working, these mortgage companies couldn't hire enough people.
Wow.
Like they were still hiring, like just this year alone, United Wholesale Mortgage, they're a mortgage company based out of Pontiac. They probably started the year with 4,000 employees. They're already at 7,500. They've almost doubled during the year of COVID, right?
Wow.
So it's like the mortgage industry is what is keeping the American economy alive. Quicken Loans, right? They've probably put on another 5,000 employees. I've put on another 8 since COVID, right?
Wow.
It's not stopping, you know?
That's
And
incredible.
it's because so many people are taking advantage. There's over 100 million people in America that can benefit from a simple refinance of their mortgage.
Yeah, we
Nope.
refied. I refied.
That's a million. That's 100
not
million
like,
people.
whoa.
That's what I'm saying. That's 100 million people. That's 100 million loans, you know?
Yeah. All right. So before I let you go, I know we're wrapping up. Any advice for other small business owners out there that may be watching?
If I could give them one piece of advice is like, don't stop. Just like you're going to cry. You're going to lay in your bed and you're going to look up and you're going to say, this shit's not going to work out. Like I'm in over my head, but it's like, you must believe in yourself. You have to have faith in yourself. And if you do not have faith in yourself, how do you expect anybody else to have faith in you? That's just it. That's all I can say. Just don't stop. Keep going. Keep going.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you for joining us today, Amer. Amer
you're
Bally, the Bally team will link your info to follow you guys across all your social media accounts. You're a wealth of knowledge and amazing. And thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thanks.